All right, welcome back to Today's Verdict. I'm your host, David Lesch. We always encourage you to stay connected. Tweet me at David Lesch. There is a new law that lowers the age for lifeguards due to a shortage of lifeguards in New York. Executive Director and founder Shawn Slevin from Swim Strong's Foundation, so many S's, is here to tell us more.
Fast.
Oh my God! But first of all, nice to see you in the studio.
Thank you so much.
Last time we did this virtually, but it is summer. It's time to swim. Let's talk a little bit about the lifeguards. Do we have enough lifeguards? What's going on?
Sadly, again, we do not. This is an issue really that has plagued New York City for decades. Yeah. This is not just a COVID-related issue, but COVID certainly has blown the roof off of this, and the need to really dedicate more focus and resources to this issue. And one of those things is the lowering of the age for lifeguards to start from 16 to 15.
Now, should anybody be worried that we now have 15-year-olds who are
supervised,
who are protecting us while we while we swim?
Of
Some
course.
15-year-olds, I'm not quite sure.
Well, first of all,
they have to be mature as others.
They have to be qualified.
They have to be qualified. Okay.
That's the baseline. But then they're also going to be supervised, so they're not going to be alone. Needing to make
supervised
some decisions.
by whom? By non-lifeguards?
No, by senior lifeguards who do have the experience, the years of knowledge.
So we're dealing with pools or bodies of water that are large enough that you can at least have two. You have.
I think they're starting this, if I understand it correctly, at summer camps.
Summer camps, sure.
So in that case, yes, it's going to be a very prescribed space, and it will be.
Well, I was reading about it. It seems that's a good place to start because you have counselors who are there who are also going to be basically looking after the
as many eyes on children in the water is always a good thing, whether it be in a camp situation or your own private situation.
Let's talk swimming in New York.
Sure.
From what I understand, there aren't enough pools. Am I correct?
Yes, sadly, I describe New York City as an aquatic desert. It is very ironic because we are a maritime city. We are a city of water.
We're an island.
We're an island. I mean, we have water all through us and around us. The Parks Department has 58 facilities, only 12 of which are actual swimming pools. And of those 12, only 6 are potentially available year-round. So if you were to look across all of the different council districts across, there's 51 across the city, I don't even think there's one in half of the districts.
Now, is that a financial reason? Is that staffing? What's the reason for that?
Well, finance to build them is one issue. It costs many millions of dollars to build an appropriate multi-use year-round facility, right? And then, of course, yes, it's expensive to staff them. No, that's why swimming lessons are so expensive, right? All of those things come together. But we definitely need more of them. We also need to look at our natural waterfronts.
There's so many areas where we could swim in, off the rivers or even kayak. Why don't we make more use of that? Is there a danger factor there?
Well, certainly our rivers here. I mean, the Bronx River is treacherous, and it's known. We've lost many, many people on the Bronx River. And there are areas that are signposted, fenced off, and yet still people make their way into that water, which is mind-boggling. But our other rivers, the Hudson, the Harlem River, the East River, they're very powerful. My dad, actually, as a young man, and his friends used to swim in the East River, and one of the boys drowned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they got pulled into the piling, and it was like being in a washing machine. He literally got beaten to death.
Water is dangerous.
And there's just tremendous current.
Can we talk about some new legislation that you're trying to get passed? Let's talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we see the learning of swimming as one aspect of water safety in a broader context. We know that climate change is bringing water to us more and more frequently. We had a situation with Ida, you may remember, back in September of 21. Ida was the first storm of its nature. It hit us on the coast. We expected that. What we had no expectation was was the amount of torrential bursts of rainfall that hit us inland. So Ida was responsible for 91 drownings between New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and
I
Pennsylvania.
didn't realize it was that much.
And 13 of those were my neighbors who were trapped and drowned in their basements. So we really all need, swim skilled or not, to look at water from a much broader context, not just a recreational one, but water in our lives daily, at home to manage
And how
the
do we
risk.
do that? How are we supposed to do
Well,
that?
for example, education, clearly. So we have a program, Know Before You Go. We've had some funding from the City Council, which we're very grateful for. We got into 42 schools in the last 6 months to deliver the program. None up here in the Bronx, though.
No, unfortunately, no.
So I'm hoping that some academic leaders will see this and invite us to come in and present the programming, because all of us, whether we're swim skilled or not, really need to understand water differently. And the fact is, all of us are subject to the possibility of a drowning, swim skilled or not.
Let's talk about some tips, though, if we could, because
Sure.
it is that time of year.
Absolutely.
What tips would you give to a mom who has children who are going to be swimming, or just to the mom themselves when they go swimming?
Absolutely, of course. So do go to where it is a safe, designated place to swim, and that place will have a lifeguard. Talk to the lifeguard. Ask if there's anything you should be aware of that's going on in the water, because they will know.
For instance, like riptides?
Currents, yes, currents. There could even be on the bottom, the topography of that particular place, a hole, right, a drop-off place. There could be a boulder, there could be a sandbar. So they will know, the lifeguard will understand all of
Know the
that,
topography.
all of that, and be able to appropriately tell us where it's safe to swim. They also, of course, are watching for marine life. You know, recently we had 4 shark bites
Sure.
out on the island. They're watching
Last
for that.
weekend.
Yes. So they're watching for that. So that's very important. As it relates to young children, never be more than an arm reach away from those children around any type of water, because drowning happens in a heartbeat. It's
That quickly.
instantaneous. It's that quick. And kids at their age, little ones, it's their job to go and explore. That's what they're hardwired to do. So naturally, they're going to go to water. It's so attractive. They can see themselves in it, right? I mean, there's so many reasons that kids, all of us, love the water. But we have to really keep an eye on them. The 4th of July is the most deadly holiday as it relates to drowning. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
So there are anywhere between 17 and 25 children lost every year around this holiday, because it's a wonderful opportunity for families to get together, but everybody's celebrating, and not always is there a dedicated pair of eyes on those children
Well, I
around
guess the
water.
motto is stay safe, use your good common sense, and always be aware and keep your children close. But we want to thank you for coming today. It's nice to see you in the studio.
Thank
And
you.
hopefully you'll come back and give us some more tips.
Love to do that. Thanks so much.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank our guests for joining us, and of course you, the viewers, for watching. If you missed any part of today's show, be sure to check it out on bronxnet.tv. Also remember, if there's a legal issue or topic you'd like to see on a future edition of Today's Verdict, feel free to email me at davidlesch@bronxnet.org or tweet me at davidlesch, and make sure to hashtag Ask Today's Verdict. So from myself and all of us at Today's Verdict, always remember, know your rights, know your issues, reach a verdict. See you in 2 weeks.